Again, a reminder, be thinking about the questions you want. We have one more long-form presentation and then two short ones that we'll be running. Our next speaker, if you sat in this morning or you watch in rerun, the presentation that the team from BT did on what it takes to wire out a country like Britain to handle the digital innovation, the streaming technologies, you're going to see a presentation from our next speaker who did his best to cripple British internet at its finest. The former CTO of the BBC iPlayer project, Anthony Rose. And you talk about a product that was just phenomenal, and the amount of streaming that drove out of the gate, I think it caught the entire UK completely off guard and literally brought the internet to its knees, and now, we've finally caught up. Anthony's got a tremendous background with the BBC iPlayer, and it's my pleasure to introduce him. Speaking about Zeebox. Anthony, thank you.
Thank you very much. So the way we watch television is changing. You've heard that before. We have the smart TVs have arrived and smartphones have arrived. Technology always changes. Technology always provides innovation opportunities. And when I look at broadcasters, when I look at device manufacturers, when I look at consumers, I always look to see, as technology changes, who's resisting it and who's embracing it. Smart TVs, in theory, should be a game changer. The television can now provide all the interactivity you might want on the TV itself. The problem is the incumbents in the space don't necessarily want that change. For decades, broadcasters would broadcast. A scheduler would decide what to put on TV, what you were going to watch in the evening. And a television manufacturer would make a screen that had a knob that you could select channel A or B and so on. The demand was created by the scheduler. The playback was taken care of by the television set. The television set didn't have an editorial proposition of its own. It could merely play back the content you'd selected. But then came smart TVs, and Samsung and Sony and others created television sets with web interfaces in the TV. And I think that what they perceived was no longer would they sell you a TV for £500 and never see your money again, while you gave Apple a monthly fee in future, or your ISP. The future of televisions was going to be a potentially subsidized TV where you'd engage with content. The television manufacturer would become that new tastemaker in the future. The homepage on the TV would decide what you'd want to watch. Unfortunately, broadcasters didn't necessarily agree with this, and we, I think, have largely a standoff between broadcasters and TV manufacturers that today is leading to some standoff in that space. The good news is, again, technology always provides opportunity, and the opportunity is on the smartphone. And as we've heard, most of us sit periodically in front of our TVs with an iPhone or Android phone or iPad as we watch. And yes, in many cases, we're browsing the internet, checking email, checking Facebook. But increasingly, we're looking to do things synchronized with the TV. And statistics indicate something like 80% of people routinely will do things in sync with the TV. Who's the actor? We all know that. Can I buy things on TV? Help me find things to watch on TV. So what if there was an application that magically could do that for you? And the beauty of it is these applications can be made, unlike creating a television studio or a broadcast chain, where you don't need years of development and decades of committee meetings. You now have the possibility of innovative startups. And after leaving the BBC and moving on from YouView, I co-founded Zeebox, which is 70 people based in Covent Garden, about 18 months now old. We raised $6 million about a year ago. We launched at Christmas, essentially, last year, and within days of launching, Sky had purchased 10% of the company. So we're now planning our US launch. We've announced a launch partner in Australia, in fact, a broadcaster who now wants to partner in this new space. So what is it all about? I think when you go to a Chinese restaurant, there are 100 items on the menu. There's too much. Ditto with television. Once upon a time, there were a few channels. But as there's an explosion of content, how do you choose what to watch? And I think, likewise, in the Chinese restaurant, when you look at the menu, your eyes eventually drift over to the 5 chef specials. And what you want is somebody to be your new tastemaker. It used to be the TV scheduler. Mark Zuckerberg would say it's your friends. Amazon would say it's a recommendation engine. I think it's really a combination of all of them. So a set of friends, a trusted authority, a recommendation will help you choose what to watch on TV. Next up, while you're watching TV, people like to buy things they see on TV. It doesn't sound cool, but imagine that things you see on TV, you can click and buy immediately. And we take a different approach to Shazam. Shazam says, there's a logo on TV, you click and buy it. We say, we'll spider all of live television. Our servers ingest live television in the same way that Google spiders the internet to try and understand live television. In the UK, it's about 80 channels. In the US at launch, it's about 150 channels. So we try to understand second by second what's playing on TV to bring you information to let you buy things. And of course, it's also not just about the trusted authority, it's also about sharing the moment. It's about voting and polling. It's about having a great time while you watch TV. So, Zeebox is an application that does all of these. Now, I think the secret sauce for us is understanding live television. And to do that, we have servers. Most of them are cloud hosted. These days, no one actually buys servers. They're all hosted by Amazon or Microsoft Azure and so on. It allows a startup to get to scale incredibly quickly and without a huge capital upfront investment. You bleed through the month, of course, after that, but the point is that your startup costs are low and you can scale incredibly rapidly. So our servers ingest television, they use natural language processing, they use closed caption or subtitle extraction, and as somebody says something on any TV channel, you can, within a second or two, understand it. We'll run that information through a natural language processing system and then link it to information. So it will be Wikipedia, iTunes, Google Play if you're on an Android store, IMDb, to bring you information second by second around what's on TV. We also use video fingerprinting so we can recognize ads on TV so that when there's an ad, within a couple of seconds, we know there's an ad on TV and we can let you click to buy it, or an advertiser can purchase in Zeebox on the second screen. So let's cut to how Zeebox looks and how it helps you. So, you know, on your TV, you've got a horrible program guide where you go up and down, and then you can go in the newspaper or on an app and you can get a program guide. What if there was a program guide that could show you in many different ways what to watch? So you get your familiar channel order. These are the programs on TV right now. But against each of them, you can see what your friends are watching. And we've built a real-time presence system so that as your friends change channel, if they've logged in with Facebook or Twitter, you can see what they're watching second by second, and they can see you. And of course, if you don't want to do that, you can go into your privacy settings and turn it off. But we also calculate from all of our users the second by second TV viewing. So you've heard of Bob, you've heard of Nielsen, this is the way TV is measured. But in the future, it might be measured in a very different way. Instead of a panel of 5,000 people, you could have hundreds of thousands of people instantaneously contributing to a real-time rating, and that's the orange bar. And so you can then choose, I want to watch something on TV. What do I do? Well, I can find what's on TV. I can see what my friends are watching, or I can click on popularity. And right now, if you use Zeebox with the Olympics, you'll see, you know, as people, if the UK happens to win at something, there'll be a huge amount of tweet buzz, there'll be a huge amount of popularity switch, and it allows you to very easily find things to watch. We also create social. We know that talent, stars, love Twitter because it creates their own brand. It's their own following independent of their current employer. So what if you could tap into that? What if we could follow 1,000 media celebrities, and as they tweet about something that's on TV right now, we bring them to your virtual couch. And I don't know Richard Hammond personally, but in my Zeebox, if he's tweeting about Top Gear and Top Gear's on TV right now, I can see that, and I can click Watch with Richard. And if his settings allow, I could even start a chat with him. And if I click on it, one moment more, you get a sneak preview of our upcoming version with a new My TV page. And My TV brings you that set of things just for you, just like that Chinese menu with specials for you. It's the most popular show, the ones your friends are watching, the ones with the most buzz right now, in a nice way that helps you find things to watch. Our Zeebox application scans your home network, and if you have a connected TV, a smart TV from Sony, Samsung, Panasonic, or a TiVo box, and hopefully soon a Sky box, we act as a remote control for it. So in the future, your television set might become this beautiful high-res screen that plays back programs, but the choice of what you play is going to be taken care of by a set of friends, servers, and so on your second screen. We also bring you activities. So as your friends watch something coming up in our next version, you can see what they've watched. You can book to watch things in the future. One day, when you book to watch, it won't just trigger a PVR recording, it will say, who would you like to watch with? Television will become social again, in the same way we all went to a movie together in a cinema, and now we watch at home, live, or in iPlayer. You'll now be able to watch with people. So, coming back to that secret source where we understand what's playing on TV second by second. So our servers capture the live TV signal, and if you're watching Top Gear and they talk about Gwyneth Paltrow, as Gwyneth Paltrow comes on and someone mentions a name, within a couple of seconds, a Gwyneth Paltrow tag appears. And if you were to click it, instantly our servers find information from Wikipedia. We find apps and downloads. We find news and so on about Gwyneth Paltrow. If they're DVDs and so on, you can buy them. So if it's an item that's advertised on TV, we can take you to Amazon. You can buy it. And you know when you see something advertised on TV and you go, I'll go check it out, I'll go Google it afterwards, and you never do. That one click, which Shazam is working on, and you can see here done in a different way. They're obviously, one of the joys of innovation is many takes on new concepts. Again, as technology provides new opportunities, multiple people, smart companies will spring up looking to take advantage of those opportunities. So on the advertising piece, imagine that, again, you're watching TV, and there's an ad for Virgin Media, and within 3 seconds of the ad starting on TV, right at the top there, partially obscured, a little Z tag appears, Virgin Media, and you click it, and you can have a second screen advert. And this, I think, is a joy for advertisers. You know, in the UK, advertising on TV is a £3 billion a year business. In the US, $70 or more billion. And a TV advertiser really gets no personalization, no targeting, no real-time bidding. Unlike the web, where you can get click analytics, you can bid against others, you can target at a personal level. So TV advertising is going to be hugely disrupted over the coming years as advertisers are given the opportunity to participate in web-style economics, web-style personalization around television. So, you know, you have a sponsored person. An advertiser in the future will be able to, for example, buy a keyword on TV. Whenever somebody says Ashley Cole, Adidas, who might sponsor Ashley Cole, can buy that and show an advert. So one of the things we do is we want to work with broadcasters. We want to let them tap into this new system. So when a program maker creates a program on TV, how can they make this appear as an interactive piece in Zeebox as well? So we have an open platform using just HTML. Broadcasters and program makers can create not just something for the TV, but to play on your second screen. And we call this our open box system. And here you can see a few things we've done around the Euros, voting and polling. Unfortunately, man in the Euros didn't do so well. Mr. Humperdinck was trying all things to get more votes. He was tweeting from Zeebox, please vote for me. Alas, it wasn't enough. So, you know, some of the innovation, what Sky has been doing, Sky Got to Dance, a dance competition, took last year's winners, put them in a studio, gave them an iPad with Zeebox running on the iPad, and the idea is they provided an alternate commentary. So you'd turn down the sound on your TV, you'd watch with Zeebox, and these two completely crazy comedians would give you the slightly less sanitized version of their view of the show on TV, streaming video onto your iPad or iPhone. Seriously cool, slightly weird, but you know, that's the beauty of technology. Around a football match, we can let people vote. When you click on it, you get the ref whistle blowing, which is brilliant when you're at home and drives you crazy when your 20 developers are testing it. But you can see, interesting, there's sponsorship. This is sponsored by Bud, by ESPN, and so on. Some of them you'll see Samsung sponsorship. So a range of things that are possible in the future. When you think about television, don't think about passively watching, vegging out on your couch. I call this Veg 2.0. It's something that's really easy to do. It doesn't mean you have to search for things. Experiences come to you. And I think lastly what we do is we provide amazing analytics. You can see how people leave a show during an ad break. I called it now, there's no such thing as an ad break. I called it a tweet break. I got in a lot of trouble for mentioning this in a previous thing. I'll see if I can do it again. We can see for a person the things they clicked on the tags, the words that interested him in a show. You can see funnel analytics as people came into a program, how many people clicked on things, how many people bought things, and you can get demographic splits across your user base, things that are impossible on TV. So all of this is about, I think, the innovation that's offered. I think BBC's been fantastic in nurturing broadcast innovation in the UK. Many of the Zeebox engineers worked with me back in iPlayer days. We've got a great skill set. I think also the Freeview system in the UK and the ready availability of skilled engineers and VC money leads to a vibrant economy. And I think Shazam and ourselves, two leaders in, I think, the second screen television space, both within a few minutes of here. So thank you very much.